authentic.
Yeah.
How old's your sister? Bro, you guys got to talk a little louder back there. Today on DNVR Buffs Live, we find out how old Scott's sister is, and also we examine the biggest position battles heading into fall camp. Let's get it.
Buff Nation.
Let's go.
Squat. Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. 1 week, boys.
Sheesh.
One more week.
1 week until
The players report.
okay.
To the first practice.
Well, first practice probably tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, but
Fair enough.
we'll see. But we're back in it. We're back. Welcome to football season.
Well,
It's football season.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Didn't you already make the announcement last week?
Yeah, no, it's been
Yeah.
football season
Yeah.
for about a week now.
Yeah. It's that time, brother.
Yeah, I think you announced it football season once the game came out.
Exactly.
Speaking of the game, what a game it is.
Cook, Scotty, cook.
Spent so many hours this weekend just grinding. Won the third natty in 5 years. That's what you call a dynasty right there. 3 natties in 5 years. It's the definition of a dynasty.
Wow. You're playing a lot of games.
Yeah. It's
He's playing offense only.
I'm doing offense only, so that makes things a little
Wow.
easier.
It makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Defense against the computer is the hardest part of the game.
It is.
Yeah, I don't want to dabble.
They
in
still
that
don't
just yet.
miss. It's crazy.
It is wild. How about you? How was your weekend though?
Fire.
Mine was great. I touched grass. I don't know if you guys have ever done it.
I went to the gym,
Same.
Nice. So that
but
was
then
an
I played a
event.
lot of video games.
That's pretty much my weekend too, bro. Working out and working the recruiting trail in my dynasty.
Friday, I had the DNVR Scramble, which you guys made a little cameo at. It's
Yeah.
good to see you boys. We got second place.
Congrats.
No.
No, not congrats.
First to lose is what they call that, I think.
Yeah. But it's okay. I would say given the squad we had, second place was great.
Yeah.
Then I went up to Grand Lake, which is just a take that I want to share with the people. The mountain towns of Colorado that don't have ski resorts are the ultimate hidden gems, especially like in the summer, but at any time. The ski resorts ones they're great, but they're just so overhyped. Everyone, comes in from all over the world to come there. And then you go to a place like Grand Lake, which is that's close to a ski resort, but it doesn't have one itself. And it's just like everything is so peaceful and quiet, and the air is so crisp and fresh. There's not a lot of people there. It's like, it's just the best. So I was up there for Friday night through Sunday morning.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And then I played in a golf tournament yesterday and did well.
Bro,
Congrats.
the views you posted on your story, I think that was Saturday, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
That looked elite, bro. Picturesque.
I'm telling you, Grand Lake.
Hell yeah.
All right. Today on the
What's
show.
happening in the chat?
Yeah, that was they all went
Oh,
early.
Lord. Here we go. Welcome back, chat. Yes, happy to see you. Today, we're talking CU basketball.
That's what you're leading with?
Yeah,
We're starting in reverse order here.
Oh, we're actually leading with it?
No.
Oh.
Reverse order.
He reads these in reverse
Yes.
order. So he can say, but first,
Yes. Are we talking CU basketball?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
We're talking the American Conference. I don't know if you guys saw. There's a conference mascot now.
Yeah, bro, I can't believe it. Big 12 needs a mascot.
no.
We have one. His name is Chip. Get some respect on his name.
Fair enough.
Jake Retzlaff is going to be playing for Tulane.
Tulane.
Sorry. Memphis in the Big 12 came and went just blink of an eye.
What a time.
What
an
a
era.
Shout out to their hour-long stay in the Big 12.
I was going to say, I completely missed that.
We'll get into that. But first today, we'll start with camp battles for Coach Prom and the Buffs a week out. Plenty to go through with this team. Of course, we'll talk quarterback here. Do we want to stay on offense here? Start on defense?
Let's start with the big boys up front offensively.
So center and right tackle seem to be the big competitions.
Yeah.
Just starting with center, point of the spear, tip of the spear.
Yeah.
Zarian McGill is someone we projected a lot to be in that spot. But Cooper Lovelace has...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens when the pads are on, but I mean, I think he's thrown his name into the hat. And then what Yo-Yo's done this summer in terms of, what Coach Swayze has done, honestly, and rebuilding his body really and getting him power forward ready. We'll see if he factors in.
That's a good spot to be in, especially after losing a freshman All-American who started the second half of the season for you at center to a Big 12 foe. I mean, adding in Zarian McGill, who is, played a lot of football. Played in 35 career games, 27 career starts, gave up just 2 sacks over the last 2 seasons. This is an experienced guy who has been there. I believe he was a winter addition, so he has been there throughout the spring, throughout the summer. He is very I think, acquitted himself quite nicely in the locker room. And at this point, I think looks like the starter at center. But you mentioned Cooper Lovelace there, a spring addition. This is somebody who played in 11 games for Northwestern last year, started 9 games in the Big Ten last year. 6'6", 315 pounds. Like that's guard tackle type size, potentially playing center. And obviously he has the ability to play all 3 positions, guard, center, tackle. He's done that at JUCO, at USC, I think a little bit as well, but mostly last year at Northwestern. So he has experience all over. Yo-Yo was somebody when he first committed, I was like, you thought project, right? Somebody coming over from a different country, it's just a different type of game. But I think at that point, if you would have showed people a picture of Yo-Yo a year later, like how he looks now, and then just seen some of the videos of how he has really just kind of polished up his technique and whatnot, I think everybody would take that and they would be really, really pleased with his progress so far. So I don't think he can be discounted either. But
the nickname, remember the nickname he had coming in was the Bulldozer.
The Bulldozer, facts. I almost forgot about that. It kind of feels like forever ago, but
it was a while ago.
Yeah, I think Zarian McGill would probably be the starter right now, but Lovelace can't be discounted. Like, again, the experience, the production, his size as well, his flexibility is something we showed on the show as well that could definitely come in handy at that center spot. There's some good competition there.
What a blessing to have competition like this where, 3 years ago, if you got Cooper Lovelace, doesn't have to compete.
Yeah.
You promised him the job. That's how you got him here in the first place.
Probably.
But now you're able to go into these positions and say, okay, we need help here. You've got a chance to play. Come on down.
Yep.
And you get these great competitions, which I think there's going to be competition across the entire offensive line, save for left tackle.
Yeah.
But, we're talking about the 2 biggest ones today. But I just love that there's going to be these players who don't win these jobs who are going to be constantly pushing whoever does win it through fall camp and then also through the season. And, you never want to see an injury, but it's almost guaranteed that you're going to see an injury somewhere along the line. And you'd love for these competitions to really prepare whoever has to come in for that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking guard today, but Chauncey Gooden is someone I think we've all got some, genuine hope and excitement for as a true freshman, right?
For sure.
Carday Smith as well. We'll get to right tackle here in a bit, but to go back to center, blessed, I think, is a great way to put it. You have a guy, who started a ton of games at the position. Was it 30-plus games at the position?
For Zarian?
Yes.
35 career games played, 27 starts for Zarian.
And then in Cooper Lovelace, I don't know what's going on.
A little show interruption here. This is new whiskey brand we're going to carry. We're going to have Uriah is a risky guy. Risky?
Risky whiskey.
Sure, yeah.
Whiskey-
1 o'clock on
whiskey,
Monday, I'm
guys.
being served whiskey at work.
Rebel 100 proof. Give it a try, Ryan.
All
It
right.
smells fire.
Very smooth.
Ooh.
Very, very smooth. I like it.
A little sweetness to it.
Putting that in the bar?
Yeah, it's in the bar.
Sweet.
You guys want to try it out?
Sure.
You
Hell
got whiskey,
yeah.
guys?
Yeah, I'll try it out for sure. The big ice cube lets you know.
Oh, yeah.
A real
I just sit
The
here.
real deal.
There you go. Get your modeling career start.
CEO Brandon Spano making a cameo on the show
Wow.
to serve us alcohol at 1 o'clock on a Monday.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
It's real good.
I was expecting to make a face. That's fire.
What do we think?
All right.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Make sure y'all come to the
There you go.
DNVR bar and check
We'll
this
take
out.
3.
For real.
Rebel, this is the rye, straight rye.
The Rebel.
It's
Say
fantastic.
less.
There you go.
Carry on, boys. Carry on.
Thank you. Anyways, to go back to Cooper Lovelace. You mentioned his flexibility, and that's something for interior offensive linemen. Like, if you can just kind of move on a swivel, man, like, you're just as good as being as powerful as
Yes.
the strongest center who can, just plow someone over and create a lane. Especially when it comes to a team that's struggled in pass protection, especially in the interior like Colorado has.
Whoever ends up winning this job, whoever ends up spending the most amount of time playing center for Colorado this year is going to have their job made a lot easier by the person who lines up on their right and the person who lines up on their left, because those are two massive individuals and Zy Chrysler and Xavier Hill, two really experienced offensive linemen who have played a lot of big time college football. So being flanked by those two guys is going to help whoever lines up at center quite a bit.
Do either of you want to plant your stake? Not a fan stake ad, but it could be. Shout out fan stake. On any of these, either of these contenders taking the belt? I'm going to call your shot.
I think Zarin will be the starter.
Okay.
I think I'd do the same. I'm really intrigued by Cooper Lovelace,
So
but
am
I think the 30-plus starts, how is he not coming out of camp starting, in my opinion?
All right. Yeah, I feel the same way.
And he's been there as well.
Yeah,
Like, since
true.
all spring, all summer. So
True. Right tackle, Larry Johnson, obviously big ticket transfer from Tennessee.
Big
and
Larry.
then Phil Houston, who was, I guess, one of the more surprising players last year, probably, right?
Yep.
Gets hurt towards the end of the year. Sounds like he's going to be full go for camp, though. And then we'll throw Carde Smith in the ring as well. True freshman, obviously. Again, body by Swayze, but how ready is he?
sounds like a movie or like a workout,
workout
video.
plan,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a workout ad.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting, right? Larry Johnson is a massive individual coming over from the SEC. He has played in 15 career games over the last 2 seasons for Tennessee. No starts, though. This is a former top-ranked JUCO recruit. Like, this is the guy who's played a lot of football. Like, he is older. He was working, I believe, with the Vols' first-team offense this spring before transferring to Colorado this spring. I would say he's the early favorite, 6'7", 350 pounds at that size with a decent amount of SEC experience despite the no starts. I think he would get the nod for me right now, but I refuse to count out Phillip Houston. As long as he's 100% healthy, which all indications at this point indicate that they are. When we asked Unc about him, I don't even know when that was at this point, 3 weeks ago maybe now. Unc is pretty much saying that he's all good. Like, he called him Weapon X for his ability to what's the word I'm looking for?
Recover.
Thank you. So Phillip Houston ran into some growing pains last year. Like, it was his first time coming up from FIU. Like, it was a different level of competition that obviously he had to deal with. But I'm not counting out Phillip Houston. He played quite a bit last year. And again, he did give us some sacks and had some growing pains. But I think by the end of the year, people felt pretty solid about him at right tackle, both particularly in the run game, but obviously in pass protection as well. So I'm not counting out Phillip Houston. And, the freshman, I'm sure will Carde Smith factor in as well.
I don't know if it's going to be week 1, but I'm not counting out Carde Smith. And usually this word is used in a negative context, but I'm not using it in that way. There's a chance in my mind that there could be a youth movement on this team.
Totally.
And that's like Julian Lewis becomes the starter and Carde Smith becomes a starter. And, Draylon and Cam are very young. And there's just players, I mean, Noah King, like you just go across the board, there's a lot of really young talent.
Yeah.
And I'm not ruling out the fact that a lot of them could get opportunities. And a lot of times people think of that as like, oh, you're punting on the season, you play the young people. To me, it's more like we have such talented young players that if it's getting close or, we need a tiebreaker, the tiebreaker is that Carday Smith could be a 3-year starter at right tackle and then go to the NFL.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jordan being a true sophomore on the other side. And so I almost want to call it like a youth effect rather than a youth movement, where it's just like, oh, all of these guys kind of just like work their way up the depth chart and develop quickly enough to get out there, and the tiebreaker kind of goes to them.
Yeah, what helps you? I'm sorry, I just to piggyback off that because I just spurred a moment. What helps you make that decision? I'm thinking about like if it is a tiebreaker and it's a fourth-year junior versus a true freshman. And like some people might say, if it's a tiebreaker, go with the experience. And I can also see, your side of it. Like if it's a tiebreaker, go with somebody who could be a 3-4 year starter. Like what kind of determines that? I think for a coaching staff, like is it more about where the team is as a whole, or where you want the position to be?
Well, I think
moving
for
forward,
Coach Prime, it might be the maturity of the young player. Honestly, like if that young player is proving it in meetings, they're watching their film, like coach doesn't have to worry about them. First off, Like you go back to Carter when he started playing as a freshman, Jaden Milner-Jones, like all these guys, like Coach Prime talked about them like they've been in the program 2-3 years almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, if it's a tie, like a lot of the experience stuff has already been canceled out.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
If all that experience didn't make you better than true freshman, then that's a problem.
Facts.
I guess that not necessarily a problem, but the tie goes to the younger guy.
No, I hear that
because I don't think Coach Prime thinks this way. Actually, I know Coach Prime doesn't think this way. But like, Colorado's winning a national championship. It's probably in year 3 or 4 with Julian Lewis. And there's guys on this roster who are not going to be a part of that team as the natural, cycle of college football. So to me, it's like the tie goes to the guy that is going to be on that team.
Yeah.
But that's assuming that a tie is a real thing.
Sure.
And that's where I would back off my own statement and say it's almost impossible for there to be a tie.
You're right.
Someone's ahead in one way or another. And a lot of times the experience of the older guys will give them the little nuances that help them stay ahead of the younger guys.
All right, let's take our first break, and then we'll get into we got a few more camp battles to get to. Shout out to First Bank. Timeouts are for sports, not banking. That's why First Bank offers you the tools and services to take control of your money wherever you are. With their secure, easy-to-use mobile banking app, you can check your balance, pay friends, and stay on top of your money anytime, anywhere. It's banking that moves with you. And here's something extra. Open a new First Bank checking account, and you could earn $300. It's a simple way to kickstart better banking and enjoy a little reward for making a smart money move. So if you're ready to take your banking to the next level, check out efirstbank.com/bonus. That's efirstbank.com/bonus to learn more and get started. Better banking is just a few taps away with First Bank. Certain restrictions and requirements apply. Member FDIC.
Also, shout out to our great friends over at Toyota. You guys already know the story. Whipping around in my Toyota all weekend, all the way up Berthoud Pass, 12,000 feet.
Jeez. Wow.
Windy roads. We're just hugging the road in my RAV4, going all the way up to head down to Grand Lake. And the Toyota held up perfectly the entire time, as it always does, because Toyotas are the best in the business. And if you're in Colorado especially, you just want the security of knowing that wherever you're going across this beautiful state, your Toyota is going to get you there safe and sound without any issues. So shout out to our friends over at Toyota. If you are looking for a new Toyota, you should visit a Front Range Toyota store at a location near you, including AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corbin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR.
All right. Picks for right tackle.
Sure.
It's going to be Larry Johnson. He is just a massive human being. And they're going to this is going to be the biggest O-line you've seen at CU in years.
Yeah. That's another potential tiebreaker. Size. being that big gives you a great chance to get in people's way.
Yep, just be a traffic cone at worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got to go Larry too. I think he's going to get the first
More like a
opportunity.
traffic barrel. I'd love to pick the upset and go with Carde, but I don't think it would happen by week 1.
Yeah,
And I think that's essentially what we're talking about here, coming out
yeah.
of camp.
Yep.
exactly.
Running back. I mean, you can throw, I guess, every running back in the room in this competition.
Yeah.
But whoever gets the first snap or first touch out of the backfield this year, we've put it down to Micah, Dallin Hayden, Trackhawk, and then we'll throw Simeon Price in there as well.
And Charlie?
Do you want to throw Charlie in there?
Yeah, I want to throw Charlie in there.
All right, let's hear the case.
Was anyone here last year?
That's a good. I mean, Micah was.
I'm just saying, like, anyone that's listening, anyone in this room
I mean, he did start.
who got, yeah, well, technically Draylen started, but
Fair
it
enough,
was then
yes.
quickly Charlie. I'm not saying, I'm just saying he should be in the discussion because I promise you about 3 weeks from now, we're going to be talking to Unk
That's true.
and he's going to be telling you, Charlie's getting the first carry at practice.
That's true.
So just, helping prepare the people, even though they're going to crash out either way.
I've already been on this train with Trackhawk soon after he committed about him being just a weapon offensively, and like not just a running back, but like an offensive weapon. And I think some of the clips that we've seen emerge out of the PLPs, the player-led practices, I don't know how you could go through a handful of team practices once training camp begins and whatnot. And DeKalen is out there making plays in the run game, in the pass game, juking people out their shoes, running past fools, and not get him involved early and often. I like, obviously, a lot what Michael Welch brings to the table. He's still a young guy. I think he could potentially, when you're talking about the year 3 or 4 of the Julian Lewis era potentially being national champions, I really do think Michael Welch is going to be a big part of that. But for this season, I think DeKalen Taylor is going to be the guy with Micah and Dallin obviously working in. Simeon Price, I think, is the X factor in this room because we just don't know too much about him, right? He hasn't played a ton of football. Obviously coming over from Coastal Carolina. Previously was at, where was he at before then? Washington State, I believe, right? With
Simeon Price?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi
State, thank you. Yes,
Oh,
Mississippi State with
Mike
Mike Leach. Right. So
I'm the coach.
Simeon Price is like explosive too, like a pass catcher. Graded out really well in pass protection at Coastal Carolina, according to Pro Football Focus. So I think Simeon Price is the X factor. But in terms of my leader in the clubhouse, it's DeKalen Taylor just because of his versatility, his big playability. This is somebody who had a 97-yard rushing touchdown in the game. But I want people to think about how difficult that is to do. You're starting at your own 3-yard line, backed up against your own end zone. The defense knows you're running the football to try to get out of the situation. And you outrun everybody on the damn football field for the longest touchdown run in school history.
And
Like, this is explosion in a bottle.
And the secondary has a
15
15-yard head start on you going the other way.
Track speed, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Trackhawk, but I mean, when it comes to someone to take 10 to 15 carries a game, ideally, if the running game is working, I think Micah's the guy. I don't think last year we fully got to see what he was capable of. We started to, and we liked, I think a lot of us, everyone liked what they saw, and then the hamstring happened. So I'm still willing to give Micah, kind of that benefit of the doubt from last year. Dallin, too, with his injury. I mean, both of them, I don't think we're 100% after, midway through the season. Dallin was week 2. So
I think all of those running backs that played dealt with, like, serious injuries aside from maybe Isaiah. And I think even he was banged up sometimes. Like, Charlie had injury. Obviously, Dallin and Mike had injuries as well. So health is obviously always going to be important, but especially this year.
I'm planning my stake on Micah still.
And by the way, I feel like a lot of people just turned on Micah. I don't know why. But if you remember at this time last year, Micah was getting all the hype. And he dominated spring.
Yeah, he
and
did.
then he was dominating fall camp. And everyone was like, whoa, this could be just like the out-of-nowhere freshman who plays a big role on this team. And he also rescued the running game against Colorado State.
Yes.
They had got nothing done on the ground in the first 2 weeks. And they finally said, all right, let's give Micah a carry. He hadn't had a carry. His first carry, he goes for 26 yards. And they finally were able to get a little bit going on the ground, which didn't end up amounting to much, but it was better than nothing. So I'm still very high on Micah. I think that once he's healthy, he has the chance to be a great running back for this team. And I feel the same way about Dallin.
Yeah.
Dallin also kind of had a lot of people turn on him, and we talk about it all the time, but he just wasn't healthy. He was never healthy.
Yeah.
Especially after he also kind of got hurt on a big run against Nebraska. So it's a lot of like high ceilings in this room.
Yeah.
And you just got to hope that at least one guy can, get near it.
The thing, sorry, Scotty. The thing with Micah, real quick too, is Coach Prime. It always stays in my mind when he talked about this was a year and a half ago, like the first spring maybe, and he was like talking about positions and like his ideal like archetypes almost for each position. And he starts talking about running back, and he's basically describing Savion Wilkerson from their last year at JSU, but that's like Michael Welsh right now, like short, squatty, low center of gravity, can bounce off tacklers, but also has like the shiftiness to move side to side. Like, I can't get that out of my head. That's what Micah is, and I think that if healthy, he's just going to take this job and run with it.
He also came to Colorado as a massive, built, strong running back. This spring, body by Swayze. He looks even more different and built like a college football running back now. Y'all know who the leading rusher was in the Alamo Bowl for Colorado against BYU?
Micah?
Michael.
Really?
5 carries, which is the highest of the team, which is kind of the state of the running game.
That's just, yeah.
But 5 for 25. You'll take
5
that.
yards a carry.
Get that boy a rock. When he has been given opportunities, more times than not, he has made the most of them. I believe he led the team in rushing touchdowns last year in a very limited role, dealing with injuries. So, I don't know. Give Michael Welch 60 carries this season.
Man.
I bet he'll be around 4.5, 5 yards a carry still. And that will be what this offense needs.
If I combine drinking with the want to forget things, I can forget that. I don't remember anything about the Alamo Bowl.
Neither do I, honestly. I think that's the fastest we've ever left a game.
Oh.
Like, by far. Press conference ended, and we were like, all right, where's the door? We're out of here.
Yeah. That was tough.
This is hard, bro. They didn't even. There were just so many times last year, and we don't got to go down this path too long, but there were just so many times last year where they just refused to run the football. Just like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. And again, that opens a whole can of worms. But in the Alamo Bowl, 5 carries for Micah, 3 carries for Isaiah, 1 for LeJontay, 1 for Dallin. That's the run game.
Yeah.
Total of 2 yards rushing. Total of 2 yards rushing.
We've done
That's
3
with the minus
positions.
sacks, right?
Yeah, minus 34 for Shador.
We've done 3 positions, and we're halfway through the show, so we got to speed it up.
Let's speed it up.
How many more positions do we have?
6?
Wide receiver, edge, linebacker, safety, and quarterback.
5.
Wide receiver. I mean, geez, this whole room, we keep on talking about it. It's going to be a heavy rotation. I don't know. I guess, do we predict our top 3s? I don't know what you guys want to do with this.
Well, I mean, I think we all agree that the Millers are going to be on the field, huh?
Yes.
Jalen and Martin are going to be on the field.
Yep.
Of course.
So when we're in 11 personnel and there's 3 receivers on the field, that third guy, it's probably going to be a Joseph Williams or a Sincere Brown. We agree there?
For the most part, obviously you're going to mix it up with different packages. And I think this is something that last year when we had these debates, remember it came down to Jimmy or LeJontay, and we
Yes.
Yeah.
and we always said like there's going to be a lot of 4 wide.
Right.
They're both going to be out there a lot.
Yeah.
But we always kind of finish that with being like, if they have to choose, it's probably going to be LeJontay. I think we were right.
I'd say so, yes.
So it's these are just for fun off-season conversations where all these guys are going to get rotated in and play in different packages and personnel groupings. I don't know where to go with this one. It's probably the hardest one for me.
It is.
If they had to choose between Sincere and Joseph Williams,
Hakeem Williams.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch more options. But I'm just saying if it came down to that
those
for like
two,
that big outside receiver that they're going to put across, I think I'll go Sincere Brown because of the physicals. I mean, it's just to be that big and that fast, it's going to be really hard to keep him off the field and not just want the threat. I mean, what he does to a defense, knowing that he can outrun and outjump just about anyone you put out there against him is just it's going to manipulate what they do a lot. So I'll go Sincere.
He seems like somebody you can't leave in one-on-one coverage.
Yeah.
You just can't do that, I don't think. with the combination of speed and size, the ability to jump ball, the ability to run a slant and take it to the crib, run a hitch, break a tackle and take it to the crib. Like, I agree. It's going to be hard to keep him off the field, but it's also going to be hard to keep Joseph Williams off the field and some of these other guys. Which transfer do you think is going to have the biggest impact if we're talking about Hakeem Williams, Sincere Brown, Joseph Williams, and Jack Castera?
I think I just put my stamp on Sincere.
Say less. Jake?
I mean, between Sincere and JoJo, that's too hard for me to pick, honestly.
And I think this is also a classic example, though, right? Of what we were talking about earlier, where it's like if it's a tie, one guy's in his final year of eligibility,
Right.
one guy's a true sophomore.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of the perfect example of what we were talking about earlier. Because it does kind of seem like that. Like, they're obviously both talented. They do different things. Both of them are starter caliber. But if you're lining up in 11 personnel because Zach Atkins is on the field at tight end,
Well,
who gets a tiebreaker?
same thing with running back. Coach Prime, what he said about Isaiah Harge this spring, like, you can't forget about that, man.
Nope.
And Jack Castera is nice.
He
Yeah.
really is. He really is. And we haven't even mentioned Cam Michael, who everybody loves, or either the freshman. So, like, yeah, tough decisions. I don't envy the decisions that Jason Phillips has to make, but I trust that he gonna make the right ones.
The thing
That's
is,
what he does.
I kind of do envy because there's no
Can't go
wrong
wrong.
choice.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
yeah.
Edge. I think most people, 99%, would say
Wait, did
Arden
you guys
Walker.
pick your 11 personnel third?
I'll pick JoJo then.
I will too.
Okay.
With Edge, Arden Walker seems to be.
Real quickly, just one more thing along with Micah. I see him.
We're never going to
I
finish
see
this.
JoJo year 3, year 4 of the Julian Lewis area in national championship contention. I see Micah in the backfield, Joseph at wideout, along with some other guys.
Great point.
But sorry.
Edge, Arden Walker. I think a lot of people have him as a starter. Samuel Okunlola's gotten some NFL draft buzz. He's
Sacks.
he's on like Dane Brugler's top 15 edge, like underclassmen for the 2026 draft.
I like that.
Keaton Wade obviously had a great year, and then Quincy Wiggins. I mean, comes out of nowhere this spring. Finally,
That's your guy.
that is my guy. He's playing well. And then I mean, London Merritt, Alex McPherson.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'm going to start with Arden and Sammy Sachs. That's such a formidable edge group.
It really is.
And as Jake pointed out, this team returns 4 of their top 6 sack getters from last year when they led the conference. 2 of those guys are those guys. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that edge group. It feels like we have some real firepower out there.
Yep. Rotation's going to be deep there, too. I'd expect all these guys to play. And honestly, look out for Spider-Man, Nikhil Webb-Walker. I liked what he did last year in the spring. And obviously, was it leukemia? He went through that.
Yep.
But he's back and working out now. He's
I'd love to see
another,
that,
like,
man.
6'5", like,
Yes.
long
Specimen.
body. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, aside from Tech, I don't know if anybody in the Big 12 would have a better 1-2 punch at edge than Arden Walker and Samuel Okunlola. I just don't know. And if there is somebody, I'd like to see him. What those two did, and I think there's still so much room. Like those two combined for 7.5 sacks last year. It wouldn't shock me at all if that number almost doubled. I think they'll for sure combine for 10 plus this year. And I think Arden too, what he did in the run game last year is slept on,
dude.
right?
He's a
We look
plus
at-
run defender for sure.
Like we think of edge rushers. How many sacks do you have? How many TFLs do you have? Now, how do you defend the run? How do you set
Can you
the edge?
hold the edge? Yes.
Yeah, like that's very much important, and that's something that Arden does better than really anybody I've really seen with my two own eyes at the college level. So I really like that duo a lot.
I've got Arden Walker as an early candidate for the Buffalo Heart Award.
Great call. Great call. He'd be such a fitting winner of that too, just being like a legacy buff and all
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Definitely.
And I mean, truly leaves it all out there when he plays.
Always.
Yep. Yeah, I mean these guys are all going to play.
Yeah.
Is Keaton Wade mentioned?
Yes, we did
Okay,
mention him.
Saw a clip of him this weekend from that Arizona game, I believe.
Yeah.
When he
I
gets
know what you're talking
downhill,
about.
bro, that's a problem right there.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, he just burst on the scene out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Was it in that Arizona game?
Yes.
I think it was. Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Found another one.
Literally. I mean, 3.5 sacks in like pretty much 4 games of action.
Yep.
And wasn't he still battling through an injury too?
think so,
He was
yeah.
like hurt late,
The beginning
right?
and end of the season.
Yeah.
He was at injury, yeah.
Linebacker. They bring in quite a few transfers. One guy who's been here a while, and then a young player as well. Reggie Hughes gets brought in from Jacksonville State, and then Martavius French comes in from UTSA. Kylan Salter comes in from TCU. JB's still on the roster.
Yep.
Mantrez Walker is on the roster. And then we'll shout out Gage Goldberg as well.
Shout out Sean Myers.
Forgot about him.
Don't forget about Sean Myers.
Yes.
North
Ooh.
Alabama, right?
North Alabama.
Yep.
He's going to be wearing number 40 for
All
the
right.
Buffs this year. Last worn by Tajay McCoy. But yeah, I think that's the duo, similar to Edge. That's the duo, I think. Martavius French and Reggie Hughes. Like, Reggie Hughes is a ball player. And I tweeted it maybe about a month ago. He's going to become a fan favorite. People are going to love Reggie Hughes and the way he plays and the attitude that he brings and the leadership that he shows for that defensive unit. Martavius French, this stat is ingrained in my memory. Led college football, led all inside linebackers and tackles for loss last year. Both of these guys are tackle for loss machines at the second level of the defense. I think you like Kylan Salter a lot. We all
really
do.
do.
I think he could be a factor in this linebacker room. And I didn't mention Sean Myers' name for no reason.
Yeah.
I think he could play a role in this defense as well. Like, this is a former team captain, obviously a team leader, was very productive at North Alabama 2 years ago after dealing with a lot of injuries in 2024. So this linebacker room, I don't think has the star name, but
Yet.
exactly right. Yet.
Didn't have one this time last year either, though.
Exactly
No.
right. So that's not a death knell by any means.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the first two guys who were brought in, the guys that you saw in the spring game, French and Hughes. Just the proven production. I do think Salter could be a wild card in this room.
Yeah.
Though.
True sophomore, too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
God, I
Redshirt
love the way he
sophomore.
looked in the spring game.
Yeah.
Just flying around.
And what Caden said about him when we spoke to him at Big 12 Media Day about just how he's such a fighter, what he's gone through already in his career. Like, I'd just bet on guys like that, man. Like,
Me too.
You know that they're going to work. You know that if they're healthy and if everything's lined up for them, that you're going to get something out of them. It's just, that's the thing is, can you stay healthy? Which obviously out of his control, so we hope for the best.
And JB, kind of finally having time to settle into this position. Another guy who works his tail off, has the trust of the coaches, and if it could click for him at any moment, playing this position, and
Yeah.
he's certainly talented enough to go make an impact out there.
Should we need a break?
Yeah, let's take our next break here.
Shout out to the squad over at Raising Cane's, man. Listen up, y'all. Raising Cane's is partnering with the big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Ooh.
Snoop Doggy Dogg to celebrate National Chicken Finger Day, which is this Sunday, July 27th. And this celebration is something that you are not going to want to miss because Cane's is giving one free chicken finger with the purchase of a box combo all day long on July 27th, this Sunday. So be sure to set your reminders and get ready for the best holiday celebration. Check out RaisingCanes.com to learn more and see you at Cane's this Sunday, July 27th. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. And shout out to the Snoop D-O-double-G.
Let's go. That's sick. Also, shout out to our friends at Empire Today. A lot of talks about ceilings and floors this time of year, right? For teams, for players, for position rooms, for coaches. But one thing's for sure. At Empire Today, you got a just state-of-the-art floor. They're going to hook it up for you. Whether it's tile, hardwood, carpet, or you're switching to any of those options from whatever you have now, they've got you covered. Because that's all they know and do is flooring. They're not going to try and upsell you on anything else for your home. They just want to get you the best floors possible for your lifestyle, whatever you got going on. If you have kids and you got a messy carpet and you got to switch to hardwood, they got you covered over there. You can schedule a free in-home estimate today, or you can have that virtual floor designer from the comfort of your own home. Just check everything out and see options right from your home. DNVR listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DNVR. Again, that is a $350 discount with code DNVR. Some restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/DNVR for full details. All right. I believe we have
3 left?
two more. Cornerback 3 is the next one. I said safety earlier. It's cornerback 3. DJ and Preston are going to play.
Yep.
That's just the state of the team. So
sure.
CB3 becomes the next big competition in the secondary. Tayon Parks obviously comes in. Makari Vickers, we haven't seen anything from. Tyrekus Davis, who was a late addition in the transfer portal. Noah King is also involved in the room. Young player again. True freshman.
Freshman, man. 6'2", 200 pounds.
Who am I? Did I get everyone there?
Yeah, RJ Johnson, of course.
RJ Johnson, of course. Yes.
Of course. Yeah, that's pretty much
that it?
though. Yep.
Who wants to start?
I mean, Tayon Parks led the Missouri Valley Conference in pass breakups last year.
He had a great
He was
year.
around the football a lot and made plays on the football quite a bit. And if he continues that ball hawking ability, throughout camp and early on this season, he's going to be on the field because he has, I think, the size, the experience, the production, obviously, that I just mentioned as well, to be a productive cornerback 3 or really just defensive player on this team. Last week, I talked about Tyrekus Davis because I don't think people are talking enough about him. Like, this is somebody who has played a ton of football. Former JUCO teammates with Preston Hodge, was really productive the last 2 seasons at Wyoming. I think he has nickel corner ability. I think he has outside corner ability. And that versatility, I think, could get him on the field. And I think RJ Johnson at this point, though, would be my pick for CB3.
Yep.
This spring, he just really impressed me from what we heard from the defensive coaches, what we heard from himself being on the podium this spring, which I think also says quite a bit.
That definitely does.
This is somebody who played the most special team snaps on the entire Colorado football team last year. Like, that type of stuff holds weight within the locker room, within the coaching staff. RJ Johnson also has that ideal 6'2", almost 200-pound frame. I like RJ Johnson as my pick, but Parks and Davis would be my next 2 guys who I think will play a lot.
Yeah, I think I'll go Tayon Parks here. And the reason why is kind of what we talked about earlier, which is like there are no ties in most cases. And for a guy that's played as much football as he has versus what RJ Johnson has played, it's going to be really hard for RJ to make up that gap of just the little nuances, the understanding of what you can and can't get away with on the field, the, understanding of route concepts and formations and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Cornerback is a position where really experience pays. And this guy was just such a stud last season and beyond that I have a feeling he's going to win the favor of Coach Prime with his nuance, I guess is the word I'll use.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between the two, honestly, because I think we've seen both in terms of Coach Prime opting to go for those young guys that he trusts on the outside and in the secondary, but also kind of opting for that experience. I mean, last year was a big experience year with what you brought in from the portal, right? You had 3 returning starters in the secondary. You brought in 2 starters with Hodge and McKinney as well. So I could totally see Parks being the pick because, one, the body type, the length, the height, the speed, and then just the ability to play the football, plus you add in all that experience. But, I mean, Coach Prime, Kevin Mathis, obviously really we're proud of RJ, what he did in the spring, impressed by him even, right? So, and that's another reason, like, I'll throw Noah King's name in there too. Like, if he comes in and he's ready to go, man, like, this staff has showed they have no hesitation with these guys, especially with the ideal, measurables from Noah King as well, right? He's pretty similar to RJ in terms of body type. So, I mean, it's kind of like wide receiver. I don't think you can go wrong. I think 4 of them are going to play quite a lot. Maybe even 5 if you want to put, Tyrekus Davis, RJ, and Parks in the conversation with the top 2.
It's a really important role. CB3, CB4, right? Because CB3 last year, obviously, right, was Preston ostensibly. CB4 was Colton Hood, who played a lot of football.
Yeah.
Had some very valuable reps, especially, again, when injuries inevitably happen. And that's also, too, right, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Colton didn't play much at all at Auburn before arriving to Colorado. I think he had some spot duty, but, like, that also kind of gives me optimism for RJ Johnson. Again, just because you haven't done it doesn't mean you can't do it. And as long as, and we know this especially to be true for Coach Prime, if you show it in practice, he's going to give you the opportunity to do it in the game. So
the last one, Quarterback. Caden Salter, Julian Lewis. All we've heard since both have shown up is it's as close as can be. They both have, real calling card attributes that could kind of transform this offense, make it totally different from one another. But I think we've landed on both are going to play, but who's going to be first?
And that's what I was going to say is my true answer here. Make sure everyone's listening. Look up from your phone or whatever you're doing. My true answer here is that both players will play a lot. And I think that there's a very good chance that extends throughout the entirety of the season. It's not just an extension of a quarterback competition where it's we got to see this in games. It's we have a 2-quarterback system and we're going to master it and we're going to do it incredibly well. And everyone say if you have 2, you have 0. We don't care.
Yeah.
Because we think we have 2 guys who do certain things really, really well, and we're going to capitalize on that. With that being said, in the Bronco show, we used to call it the lifeboat. It's if this is the Titanic and it's going down, you only have one lifeboat. Who's going on? Julian Lewis is the first one on the lifeboat.
Yeah.
Actually, Jordan Seaton.
Yeah.
But they're going together.
For sure.
Probably. Yeah.
Because the future obviously is built around Julian Lewis. And I think that Ty, or whatever you want to call it, Ty goes to the lifeboat and Julian's going on that boat.
Can't argue with that.
It's a hell of an analogy. And yeah, you really can't argue or really dispute too much, if anything, about that. We agree, right? Both of these guys are going to play. That much has been made clear. I think especially it was made crystal clear last week or 2 weeks ago when we were in Frisco, Texas for Big 12 Media Days. I just think Caden's legs, man, is just something that not everybody has. And I'm not even talking about not everybody on the Colorado roster from the quarterback spot. I'm talking about, it's just not something that many people in college football have. His ability when a play breaks down to create something out of nothing. When he should be sacked, to evade a defender and make something out of nothing. His ability to extend plays, I think, is what's going to make him the week 1 starter. And I think this is going to be something that is going to be evaluated throughout the season, right, with this 2-quarterback system. Every week by week, how did you do this week? That could potentially impact playing time the following week or reps the following week. And I also think it'll be something, if they continue to really go with this 2-quarterback system, who's on the schedule this week? Who do we have defensively this week? When we look at their defense on film, does a dual threat give us a better chance, or does a true pocket passer give us a better chance? And listen to some other stuff when we weren't around Caden during Big 12 Media Days when he was doing, some ESPN and some other interviews. It's clear they are both, I think, being honest with themselves about how their skill sets differ and how their different skill sets can help the team in different ways. And I think that honesty with each other is super important. And again, it would be week by week, right? I think if Caden, like I said, I think Caden's going to be the week 1 starter. I think we probably all agree with that. But it's going to be a week by week thing. Are you continuing to perform at a high level? Are you continuing to do things like taking care of the football, putting us in third and manageable? Are you continuing to do those things week by week? And that's what's going to, I think, decide who is the starter in the bowl game or potentially in the playoffs. Both of these guys are going to play, and Julian is certainly the future. And the future might be right now.
Yeah. I mean, again, I go back to J.J. McCarthy and Cade McNamara at Michigan a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they went to the college football playoff that year. The quarterback thing didn't get it. J.J. was obviously the future of that program, kind of the same thing here. And Cade was a little bit different. I mean, JJ was the more athletic guy, but he was just the vet. He was with the team already the whole year before. So it's still different than this situation, but it's possible for them to both coexist, play well, both of them play well, win games, and not a peep comes out in terms of any type of controversy or dispute, whatever, anything behind the lines, This thing can totally go really the toxicity is just going to come from the fans rather as opposed to the team and the coaches, honestly. So I think, yes, both are going to play. And like you said, case by case. Watch what North Dakota State did to Colorado last year. They had no problem just throwing, I can't even remember the tall guy's name.
He was Scary.
He came in and ran a 40-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's kind of where we're at with both these quarterbacks, where it's like they can both do something when they're on the field and
Exactly.
under center or behind center. And it's something that the other guy can't do, but it's like both of them are so good that it's, again, you almost can't lose in that situation, especially if Julian is ready, and he looks like a power 4 starting quarterback out there, like early on. I mean, how can you be upset with whoever's back there?
It's going to be a nightmare for defenses week by week. Which one are we going to get? Yeah. It's going to be a nightmare trying to game plan for that.
100%. And that's why I think like the whole, like, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none thing only applies to competitions where
They're not good.
neither one should be the starter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is one where I think either one could be the starter, both because they're so talented. And imagine having to go through all of the Caden Salter tape and trying to figure out all the different plays that they were, all the different RPOs, all the different options that he has.
Yep.
On top of his ability to throw the ball down the field, and then be like, okay, we're not done. Now we have to watch Julian Lewis. And,
Exactly.
you know, he's super precise in the mid to intermediate, you know, throwing game. Like, so we have to be ready for that. And then the backside digs and all this stuff. Like,
Right.
what a nightmare. And then when the ball's kicked off and the offense is coming off the sidelines, defensive coordinator's like,
Yes.
who is it? Who is it?
Facts.
He's
Okay,
calling
okay.
up to the safeties coach
Yeah,
in the booth. Like,
yes, exactly. And they're like, okay, make sure you communicate to the guys. That
Yes.
It's 10, it's 10, it's 10. Like, that's just a nightmare.
Yeah. That's a great
Exactly.
point. So there you go. Yes, we did not talk about safety, but honestly, that one feels pretty easy with Tawfiq and Carter, right? Like,
That's why we didn't talk about it.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Okay, let's run through a couple of things here. Memphis. So, yes, literally today, On3 tweets out at 12:02 p.m. News: Memphis has made a $200 million offer to join the Big 12. Ross Dellinger.
McMurphy actually says that it was $250 million.
Okay, and then Ross Dellinger says, or I think it was Brett McMurphy. Either way, someone said that they were going to bring like sponsorships to the conference.
Yeah, that
and
was
stuff,
Ross.
too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's posted at 12:02 p.m. At 12:14 p.m., On3 tweets out, the Big 12 is not interested in adding Memphis.
Ouch.
They had 8 minutes. 8 minutes of
good.
hope.
They
Thought
sent a
it
text
over.
like, what's going on in Memphis? Nothing. They're not
Nathan.
coming here.
So that's it. There you go.
I would have liked to see it. I'm not gonna lie, especially when I hear some of these details from Ross Dellinger. Right, Memphis's proposal is described as a no-risk concept. The school would 1, take 0 distribution for 5 years. 2, add in sponsorships as much as $3 million annually to each Big 12 school's coffers. I don't know what that word means. What does that
It's
word mean?
just
To-
banks.
yeah.
Like, just,
Account,
it's just
yeah.
a phrase.
And 3, subject itself to expulsion after 2030 if the Big 12 deems it is not adding value.
That's insane.
So, like, Memphis was really like, we'll get y'all $250 million and y'all can kick us out in a few years if y'all not rocking with us.
Imagine there's a party happening. And you call up the person throwing the party. You weren't invited. You call up the person throwing the party. You're like, listen, I got 3 bottles. I got 3 racks of beer. I got 10 smoke shows. All you got to do is just let me show up. And they're just like, nah, man, we're good. Like, do you know how bad that makes
And
you
he's like,
feel?
wait. Just let me come in for 30 minutes.
Wait,
and after
if you
30
think I
minutes,
suck,
you
you can
can
kick me
kick me out.
no,
And they're
hold on,
like,
wait.
no.
This is coming from the conference. It also said they're open for business too. Don't
Right.
forget about that.
Right, they posted an ad on
They said
social media.
open
They're like,
house.
come on,
Exactly,
come
yeah.
on, come on.
Literally.
That is crazy.
That
dog.
hits. That hurts.
That's why I'm like, gee, I would have just let him in. Like, hey,
Yeah.
each school get $3 million annually.
And we can kick them out in 5-6 years if we're like, nah, this works.
Isn't this
but nah.
practically what SMU did though to get in the ACC? Like, I'm pretty sure they paid their way in, right? Or they like
I
took
think,
like,
yeah.
we're not going to
Yeah.
take any revenue for X
Yeah,
amount of years.
they did.
The thing with this,
crazy.
Memphis, and they've really blown up with the NIL. Who was the linebacker last year? Like during the spring, do you remember? Tennessee linebacker ended up going to Memphis
don't.
over Colorado. Can't remember his name, but that's when I found out. Like someone, I don't know who it is exactly. Someone at Memphis knows someone at FedEx, which is
Right.
where they're getting all this money from, basically. And then Ross Dellinger adds in Lowe's, the hardware store, too. Like, these are big name sponsors.
Dang.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're good. They said we're good. We would rather have the party that we're having without you there than you bringing all that stuff here.
Please do not show up.
So they're going to stay in the American Conference.
The what?
The American Conference. And they're in the news today, too. Can you pull up that graphic I sent you? They have a mascot now.
Oh, Lord.
That's their mascot.
Miracle.
I'm going to go. They named him, too, by the way.
Wait, do you know what it is?
I remember seeing it, but
Freedom,
Close.
Liberty.
No. Liberty's the name of the team in the conference.
That's true. They can't do that.
Ernie the Eagle.
No.
Independence.
No, you're like 5 degrees away. I'm pretty sure they're naming it Soar.
Soar. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't that close.
You were in the family.
Yeah, I was.
Maybe step family, but either way. So yeah. And also with the American Conference, Jake Retzlaff is going to walk on at Tulane now.
Tulane, baby.
Yep.
From BYU to Tulane.
Yep. They said they did extensive research on his situation.
Yeah.
I think they've brought in 5 different transfer quarterbacks this year to try to replace.
I think so. Darian Mensah.
Who was-
4, bro.
Okay.
They brought 4 in this 2025 class alone. One from obviously Retzlaff, Brennan Sullivan from Iowa, Caden Simonza from Ball State, and Donovan Leary from Illinois.
Wow.
Throwing darts.
I mean, if you're
Do
in
you
their
think
situation.
that the American Conference thinks that Tulane plays along the Gulf of America?
Probably.
I think so too.
And to rebrand.
Hey, Tulane in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
From Provo, Utah to New Orleans.
Yeah, this culture shock.
Oh, what a change of scenery right there.
I gained some weight too.
Well, he was somewhere else before as well.
He
like,
was.
I think it was north though.
I don't know. It might have been in JUCO because it's not listed on his CFB ref. Anyway, CU basketball. You have like a minute and a half.
I don't think we have time, Broski.
You're not going to do it?
I don't think
Hit
we
it
have
tomorrow.
time, Broski. Yeah.
All right, we'll hit it tomorrow. Super chats. Heaven's Demon says, if CU decide to run this Coach Leach little person play, who is small enough to be thrown and who would be throwers? It'd be an offensive lineman, probably Jordan throwing.
Didn't you say you had an idea last
If we're
week?
gonna keep talking about this, we'll just have to say Cole Mathis.
I mean, yes. Yes.
I mean, great candidate. I mean, I feel like he'd be willing to. You know,
Yeah.
do it for the team. Like, score a touchdown. Like, yeah, hell
All
yeah.
due respect.
All due respect. Respectfully.
100.
Hashtag respectfully.
I think you would agree.
Same.
I mean, there's been worse ideas thrown out there in football.
Was that the idea that you had last week when you mentioned
Yes, of course.
My grandpa used to tell me like old tales. He grew up in Chicago, like old tales from the Cubs. I don't know if any of this is true, but as I remember, when he's telling me when I was like 5, they kind of had like a wacky owner who had like crazy ideas. And one of his ideas was like, because the strike zone was always like from your
Right.
chest to your belt.
Yeah.
He was like, just put a little person up there. There'll be the pitcher won't be able to hit
Pablo
the strike
Sanchez,
zone.
bro. That's what happened in backyard baseball. This strike zone was
Low-key.
tiny.
Yeah.
We're going to overtime. If you're watching on your television, head on over to the website, DNVR.com. We're going to wrap up the show. Okay, East Coast Kev says, I'm very critical of Coach Prime while supporting him, but I've watched the games prior to Prime arriving at CU. This team was getting blown out by 90. Colorado has come a long way. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Well said.
All praise goes to
You're
Coach
preaching
Prime.
to the choir.
I sent the clip to Jake this weekend from the Oregon
my
game in
God.
2023, and I'm like, gee, who is that out there on defense? And like, I knew who it was, but it's like, that's who they had to have out there. Like, that was the state of the team when he first got, like, tried the best they could. They had talent, but you got what you got.
Yeah.
And that was just crazy.
Yeah.
People like to forget about that.
And it was
that
worse the
2023
year
season.
before.
And people also forget that there was injuries. Like Miles Slusher went down. That didn't help.
Yep.
Who was the Alabama corner?
Geez.
Number 9.
I know. I can see his face even.
Anyways, he went down. Like
Yeah.
that team was already completely flipped over. Was not built to sustain injuries and sustained
Oh.
a few.
Breaking news from Jordan Schultz. Former Colorado wide receiver Will Shepard is signing with the Packers.
No.
Shout out to Will Shepp in the NFC North.
Well, congrats to him. Someone said he was expected to show up at Broncos training camp.
Yeah, but I think it was very like non-guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
Good
got
for
himself
him.
a contract. Good
Congrats,
for him.
Will Shepp, man. That's
Yeah.
dope.
I can imagine him wearing Packers gear for some reason.
I can see it. They love those tall, long
Yeah,
receivers.
Alan Lazard.
Yeah,
Hell
exactly.
yeah.
All right, Don Peasy. I love projected starter shows because it means football is around the corner. Great show per usual. Thank you, Don Peasy.
Squad.
Don Peasy again. By the way, the king is back. I take one Friday off, and East Coast Kev pops off, tries to take my super chat
He
throne.
sure did.
Get ready to compete today, Kev.
Love
and then Itanu says RJ has the physical measurables and is a dog. His ceiling is higher, in my opinion. We are big fans of RJ here. Thank you for the super
He's a
chat.
dog roof.
Don Peasy again. Y'all better off winning the lotto than getting the starting 3 wide receivers correctly. Good point. So you might have the deepest room in the country. I love that.
Yep. And everyone's sleeping because there's not a lot of proven production in there yet. But
Yep.
we know the talent.
Don Peasy again. Linebacker might be the biggest question mark on the team. I believe we might not know the true starter until after game 1 like last year. Of course.
2 years in a row.
2 years, facts. DeFeo Boutique says, I would love to see Juju and K-Salt play different packages for each player. Keep defenses guessing or exploit a weakness week to week.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
What
Thank
you're
you for
gonna
the
see,
super
I think.
chat. Don Peasy again. My hope is that Coach Shermer does so well he takes another job somewhere else and Bartoloni gets moved to OC. He is a hidden gem among coaches. We love Coach Bart on this show.
Facts.
Don Peasy. Conference mascots are lame, LOL. Thank you, Don Peasy. You did too much today. Thank you.
Squad.
DeFeo
you, Don
Boutique.
Peasy.
Again, the real question is when are we getting locked rosters so CFB 26 gets updated, Jake?
Good question.
We haven't got a roster update in a minute.
I need Trackhawk and Sincere Brown on the game.
Yeah, we're due for
No
one.
Sincere Brown either. God,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that game sucks.
But yeah, I don't know. Have they even added new players?
I haven't seen that at all.
So
It'll be an update.
eventually, soon. But yeah, CU's missing a lot of guys actually.
That's why I'm just going to the driving range.
You going today?
Probably not.
Slacking.
I know. It's a body
Jaquez.
recovery day.
Fair enough.
Jaquez Robinson was his name.
Yeah. Yep.
Got a pick in that Oregon game, I think, right?
He did. Yeah. There was a glimmer of hope for a few seconds
It
there.
was. Slush is on Purdue now. Shout out to him.
Oh, that's dope.
All right, we got to head out. We'll be back tomorrow. You'll see Scotty on Wednesday.
Yes, sir, ski.
All right, see you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Squad.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.